Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
What's happening? What up? 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 Welcome to another episode of the Bromigos podcast. It's your boy Panama Red.
You already know it's your boy Dane Money. What's popping with y'all?
It's the Hoochieman holding it down.
And of course, the undercover brother. It's good to be back in the stew, boys. How's everybody doing today?
You know, I'm doing.
Rocking.
Been a little sick this past week. I haven't been to the gym because of it. So it's fucking with my gains, but that's all right.
You've been making gains, though. We were talking about it off mic during our pre-show meeting a few days ago, and you've been out there putting in work, my boy.
Yeah, down 30 pounds, bro. Fucking putting, just trying to get healthy, man. Real shit, just trying to get healthy. So, people, I was scrolling the other day, right? You know, I've become TikTok. I really enjoy TikTok. I'm a TikTok junkie. Sometimes even in Germany, when I'm scrolling for too long, it sends you a message like, "Don't your thumbs hurt from scrolling?" Some stupid shit like that. So, to tell you to take a break. But before I got one of those, I came across a clip from Gilbert Arenas' podcast. Okay, and Rashad McCants had a very stupid take. I like Hoochieman, play for the people.
There's more than one way to lead your team. Like, why is that even a debate?
It's not.
You're debating it.
No, you're debating.
You are.
I know what it is.
I know what it is.
How?
And your opinion is not higher value than mine.
Why is it not?
Because I'm giving examples.
No, I played.
I played too.
Where?
Overseas.
Okay, so we're not talking about overseas basketball right now. We're talking about NBA basketball.
We're talking about basketball.
We're talking about the National Basketball Association.
Basketball. You're not going to use that. You're not going to use just because you was in the
NBA. What you mean?
That means your opinion.
That's what we're talking about.
Just because you play.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion.
You do.
This is a fact.
This is an opinion.
Because I played.
Because you played in the NBA.
Fans have an opinion.
Miko, we played the same amount of years.
We didn't play the same amount of anything.
Yes, we did.
You have an opinion because you've never done it.
Yes, we did. Yes, I have.
I have a perspective.
I've actually been the leader.
No,
I've actually been the highest scorer on my team. Multiple. Have you?
Huh?
In the words of Gilbert Arenas, they should just go on a date. They should just go on a date if you've seen the full argument there. But Jesus, man.
So I'm looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at my monitor. See my man Dane, aka Draymond Green,
aka Lizzo,
aka Lizzo Banana.
And he's just shaking his head. And now I'm gonna give you the floor, my brother, because I'm really interested in what you have to say about it.
Rashad McCants was drafted in 2005. Finished his career in 2009. Nigga averaged 10 points a game. Spent 4 of those years in Minnesota. The fuck does he know about leadership? The fuck does he know about winning? His opinion, out of anybody's opinion on this show, is the most minuscule, is the most non-existent, is the most obsolete. I mean, Rashad McCants is clearly a personality, all right? Something to add to their show, blase, that's cool. But I don't even want to dive into like the aura of the situation. The argument that they were having, to me, is fucking crazy. Because how can you say there's only one type of leadership? There's only one way to lead a team. If you look at all the greatest players that ever played in any other sport, any sport, basketball, football, baseball, all of them have captains. All of them have great players that led differently. Magic Johnson don't lead the same way Kareem led. They won a championship. LeBron doesn't lead the same way that Jordan led. Jordan don't lead the same way Kobe led. Jokic don't lead the same way Jimmy leads. Both still got to the finals. Some team won. Championship was still won. Championship was still gained. But to say there's only one type of leadership, and also to be, and I've said this before, I think if you disrespect women's sports, you're a bitch. I'll say that every single time. And for him to basically try to disregard the fact that she also played professional basketball, because I don't know if they play that part, but she said she played overseas for a couple years. So she is a professional basketball player. So she also understands what kind of leadership it takes to win games. And for him to be like, oh, because I play in the NBA, I know more than, that's what he was saying. He was like, I'm a guy, you're a girl, I was in the league, you weren't, you don't know shit.
She did rebuttal it, I watched the whole thing, that whole segment. She did rebuttal later on, saying the only reason she didn't play in the NBA, she said, in her words, I have titties. That's why she didn't play in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you in the sense, in the context of this argument, speaking on leadership, so that was, he wanted to make it about the NBA, but speaking on leadership in professional sports, there are different ways, as you so eloquently said, of manifesting or displaying said leadership, right? And also, he would try to say the best player on the team is the leader. But that's not always the case. We see with the Golden State Warriors where Kevin Durant, when he was on that team, was the best player on that team. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. Kevin Durant was the best player, but Kevin Durant don't give a damn about being a leader. Kevin Durant's not a leader in that way. He just wants to put up
Draymond
buckets.
were probably more leaders than they were.
Yes, always. Steph is the leader, and then you have Draymond. It's like the emotional leader. Draymond brings that energy, you know what I'm saying, to uplift his team when they're, in a rut and things like that. So I agree with you. Personally, I think McCants' take is foolish, sexist. At that,
that was sexist. What he said was sexist.
Misogynistic.
Yeah.
I've been called, bitch.
Yeah, we get fucking pegged. So I don't know if fun fact to everybody at home, we got pegged as misogynistic for the fucking Mia Khalifa clip a couple weeks ago, right? So we got pegged for saying shit like, "Oh, I wouldn't trust an adult film star with 3 failed major relationships," and publicizing that. But meanwhile, Rashad McCants is saying the shit that he's saying, and I haven't seen anybody call to arms and call him misogynistic or quote unquote cancel him, at least to my knowledge. But building off of that, you said he played 5 years in the league?
Played 5 years in the league, 4 for Minnesota and 1 for Sacramento.
Well,
so teams that weren't even worth a fucking shit at the time. At that time,
I mean, he's better than all of us. Okay, let's be real. Getting to the NBA ain't easy.
I understand. No, listen, I'm not discrediting that, but
he was that dude in college.
He was a very good. I mean, let me not disrespect the dude. I mean, he was a great player at UNC. He was a 14th overall pick in 05. I'm not gonna act like he was trash. He's not trash, but I mean,
but he ain't no James Harden. You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard anybody like, yo, man, you check out Rashad McCants highlights, man. That nigga crazy.
Lock that nigga up, bro. He's talking super stuff.
Oh
shit. And so I brought up, I didn't even mean to, but I brought up we're gonna skip right over this because I wanted to talk about it just to see. And Matt, you didn't, I'd like to hear your opinion on this shit as well before we jump ship to the next thing.
On this particular subject,
I mean,
what was the woman's name? Her name is Miko, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
So
something like that.
I've over the course of the entire argument that they're having, because as we said, this is just a TikTok clip. The video is on their YouTube channel. She's making so much better points. Granted, she's being very emotional about it because I think she's being personally attacked, and I mean, I can imagine why, because Rashad is literally personally attacking her.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel as though her points, while still emotionally charged, made more sense than Rashad McCants' points. Because let's be honest, at any level of sports, there's always going to be a leader on a team. And that leader may not necessarily be the best player. Like, for instance, you just said, actually, you know what? I'll make this in a way where I can understand it in terms of the Knicks. Like, for instance, there's an argument going around with the Knicks that Jalen Brunson who is probably one of the better players, if not the best player on the Knicks, is probably also the leader of the team. Before that, on the bench, the leader, before he was let go, was Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
The young players that we had looked to Derrick Rose for that leadership because he was the most experienced person, I think, on the team at that time. And he did a very good job helping to develop those young players to what they were hopefully going to be in the coming year. So there's different forms of leadership, both on the bench And on the court, there's also an argument for, say, Julius Randle, who's a leader, which I don't fucking believe in the slightest. That's neither here nor there.
There's no argument for that. Don't say that.
Randall.
Don't do that.
Man, lock yourself up for that. Jail.
I'm not saying that he's the. I'm not saying it. I am not saying it. I am firmly in Brunson's court on this one.
Mute your mic, nigga. The fuck? Hoochie, how you feel about that, man?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, everyone's got their own different ways of leadership. Like, no matter what team, what sport, there's always a different reason for it. But just because you say, "Oh, I played in the NBA, I know more about this, I know more about that."
Yeah, I mean,
you ain't
with that argument,
since 09, you're not even relevant enough to argue about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with that argument, we wouldn't have any analysts, right? We wouldn't have the Stephen A. Smiths. We wouldn't have. It would just be a bunch of Jalen Roses.
I want to remind people that especially when it comes to a sport like basketball, everyone played. I feel like at some point everyone hooped. Rec league, play in your driveway. Someone always has a hoop in their driveway. Go to the park or whatever. Everyone played the game. But the thing is that everyone thinks that because they play the game, they know the game.
Yeah,
and that's two different things. That's two different things.
I agree.
I am friends with a lot of guys who hoop, but they don't know shit about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know a damn thing about basketball. Like I'm very novice when it comes to baseball and even football to an extent. I don't understand plays, sets, formations. I couldn't talk to you about that, but I could talk about some players and their production and shit. But when it comes down to the heavy details of the game, I can't speak on that because I don't know enough. I haven't played it. I haven't experienced it. But that doesn't mean I'm not knowledgeable of the game at the very least. So, for some people out there who just be like, "Oh, well, you didn't play, you don't know about the game." It's like, no, because there are people that play that if you ask them a technical question about the game that they play, it'll be like, we all know how it gets.
Can I make one last point, though, before we move on to the next topic? And this is something that Gil made over the course of this argument that Rashad and Miko were having. When he was hurt, someone took the time to actually teach him. Or so, I think when he was on Golden State or something like that, he said, well, he got hurt for a while and someone went out of their way in practice or to help him out when, say, maybe the other top guys weren't doing that. So that's another form of leadership, is helping someone rehab out of an injury and making sure that they're good to go for the court so that they could produce in their own way for the team. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Rashad's point is very
idiotic.
Idiotic it would be a term to use. I was thinking very narrow. It's very narrow focus. It's just linear, one way. That's it.
Very politically correct of you. It's a stupid take, bro. It's stupid.
It is stupid as fuck. Let's be honest here. It's stupid as fuck. I mean, we're not holding any punches here.
So staying on the theme of stupid as fuck, James Harden, while in China, decided that he was going to come out. What the fuck is this guy's name again? Jesus Christ. I keep forgetting.
Daryl Morey?
And called Daryl Morey a liar. Flat out called him a liar. Now, and then he said that he will never play in any organization that Daryl Morey is a part of.
Mike is lagging.
James Harden's getting the mic.
Yeah, James Harden must have hacked his fucking
shut him
computer.
down.
He's shutting him down now. But
Mike ain't here, so Day Money can speak on this because
go right ahead.
Y'all already know. I love James Harden. I'm a big James Harden fan. I think James Harden is one of the greatest shooting guards that ever lived. Jeff Teague last week said James Harden's better than Dwayne Wade. Do I agree with that? Hell no. That's a crazy statement to make. I could be better than a player that has 3 rings. But what James Harden said, what he did, at first I was against it. I was like, damn, how could you say something like this about your GM? Like, are you serious? Like, it's just wrong. But then if you just look at Daryl Morey's track record, Daryl Morey has numerous times had numerous occasions where he doesn't uphold his moral obligations as a general manager, as a director of basketball operations, whatever the fuck position he has in his respective organization. When he was in Houston, he had issues with Chris Paul and he had issues with Carmelo Anthony. The two issues are the two very same issues that coincide what James Harden's going through right now. It's him wanting to leave. When Chris Paul played for Houston 5 years ago, okay, played 5 years ago, he wanted out. He wanted out. He wanted to get over there to Houston. He was like, yo, I'm trying to play with James Harden. He gets there. Now, remember, Chris Paul got traded to OKC. When he gets traded to OKC, the week before it happened, Daryl Morey told Chris Paul, now you're not going to be traded. We're keeping you while we let you go. A week later, bam, gone. Y'all remember when Carmelo Anthony was in Houston? Barely. Barely.
He was
there for like 14 games. 14 games. We're gonna keep for the season, man. You can be part of this. And don't forget when Melo was playing in Houston, dude was hooping.
Mm-hmm.
Was this after his time with the Knicks, or was this after?
This is after the Knicks. This is after OKC. Like, he was actually hooping. He was playing great basketball. Daryl Morey, let him go.
So
it's a cycle. It's a cycle of a behavior that Daryl Morey persists on the players that he brings in. Like, how are you going to bring in a superstar player, then disrespect them by telling them, I'm going to keep you, and then you let them go and send them somewhere where they don't even have a chance to win? You brought me here so we could win as an organization. Doesn't work out, so you send me someplace where I'm going to fail?
So are you in agreement with James?
I'm in agreement with what he said. I'm not in agreement with how he went about it. Okay, because there is also a certain moral obligation you have to uphold as an athlete playing for an organization. I mean, how are you going to talk about your bosses like that in public? And it sounds crazy because, like sometimes front office guys will say some wild stuff, but it's not like Daryl Morey's out here talking shit about James Harden, saying this or that. It's like, dog, you might be upset with your situation, which is completely fine. And we know James Harden's a little more outspoken, like Kyrie is, some of these other guys. KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, three very outspoken dudes. But
here's my thing with James, though, right? So he forced his way out of Houston. He ate his way out of Brooklyn, or was it the other way around?
I think he ate his way out of Houston and then
ate his way out of Houston, forced his way out of Brooklyn, right? And now he's trying to force his way out of the Sixers. James needs to realize that he is no longer Houston James. I'm not saying he can't give you 15 a game, 10 assists, but he is not the player he used to be. On top of that, everywhere he goes, he's making all this noise. He's not doing himself any favors, bro. Tell me, who the hell gonna want to pick that up? Now at this point, you're taking a risk. You're talking about a 30-plus-year-old dude. What is James? 32, 33 years old, right? Somewhere in that ballpark. Okay. He's clearly not the athlete that he used to be. The numbers reflect that. He does great with assists, but he's not giving you the points that he just can't do it. He doesn't get the lift. He's just not as athletic anymore. On top of all of this, you want high wages. You're not producing the way you want to. And you're a fucking liability, bro, because people don't know what version they're going to get of you. They don't know if you're going to show up in the playoffs. They don't know if you're going to, I'm discontent with the whole situation. I need out. Who the hell wants that? That's a headache. Right now, me personally, get rid of the motherfucker.
They tried to, though. That's the thing. Like, they tried to find a trade for him, and nobody wants him. So, again, going back to the Knicks, I saw people saying, oh, we should pick up James Harden. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Why?
You're going to give up the kitchen sink to get James Harden?
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Anywhere he goes, you're going to have to give up so many players. And
it's not going to be worth it in the end.
Speaking on James and just his track record, Mike, you brought up a really good point about, how, he's moved on from team to team to team. I was talking to myself the other day, how I be talking to myself sometimes. And I just think about what James Harden has been through over his entire career. Name me another player that in the prime of their career, I mean, when they're at the best of the best, creme de la creme, ain't nobody better than him at their position. Name me another player in their prime that has played with more prime players.
Nobody.
James Harden has played with prime Russ, KD, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook again,
Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal. No, my bad. That's
damn. See, you get me.
That's my bad. I was saying that was Westbrook. That was Westbrook. I got a little carried away.
Man. James Harden's prime for real lasted 2012 to about 2019.
Yeah.
In that span, look at who we play with. The span afterwards, look who he's played with. Now you can't say, dude, you never had a fair shot to win a championship.
Oh, did he?
You can never say you've never had a good team. He can actually never ever say he's had a bad team.
No.
While he was in his prime. And there were a lot of players that are the best of the best that can say that. KD can say that. He had a pretty bad time in Brooklyn, just injuries with Kyrie and everything. Steph can say that when Dre got hurt, when Clay was out for 2 years. Bron can say that.
Yeah.
Jokic obviously can say that. Even Embiid can say that.
Yeah.
Dog, you can't.
You don't got no excuse. He disappears in the playoffs. He disappears.
It's so funny
time.
because he just dropped the collab sneaker with the Drew League. You know what the Drew League's motto is?
What?
No excuse, just produce.
How ironic.
How ironic.
ironic.
Right? No excuse, just produce. And look at James Harden.
Hunter, I want to defer to you because as probably a bigger Sixers fan than Mike, and I think that might be pretty hard to do since Mike is a big Sixers fan. I would like to know your point of view on the subject.
I should have gotten this out before we start. Give me one moment. One moment.
Oh boy.
Shit.
He's got something for us. This is going to be good.
Something's coming. Pause.
Something's good.
Yo.
Why?
Jail. Lock him up. He just been since last episode.
I said something's coming.
He just been weird. You just don't be on some weird, bro.
So before the era of the process with Embiid and Ben Simmons and all that was exactly.
Fuck you,
before all that, it was the trash Sixers that tanked. Well, I remember when the highlights were Luke Mabamute doing something or KJ McDaniels doing
Tony Roten too. Yep.
Oh my god,
those were the rough days. But
you went way back there.
I remember those days, dog. Trust me.
As a very passionate Sixers fan, I thought that this would be the one that would get it done and help bring a championship back to Philly.
I can't believe
Boy, was I wrong.
You sure the fuck was.
Yeah, I sure as hell was wrong. I got this with a gift card, by the way, so it was
I have a rule.
Waste my money.
Right? I never, ever, ever, ever buy any current players. Ever. Never, ever.
That's a good rule to have, actually.
I won't. I refuse. Actually, I'm lying. The only time, no, he wasn't even with them no more. He was on the Broncos. When I got, I'm lying. I got him. Brian Dawkins is the only player I got when he was current because that is Brian fucking Dawkins when he was playing with the Eagles. Other than that, I refuse. And Iverson. I love Iverson. It's my favorite player of all time.
Got rid of Ben Simmons.
But no,
for
exactly.
What I thought,
burn that shit.
Yeah, I thought this would be the key
shit.
to the city where, hey, maybe this is the missing piece and they can finally go on a run.
Yeah, Hoochie.
If you want to
not watch him in
minutes
Brooklyn?
away. They were 4 minutes away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they just said, hey, Jason Tatum, you can stay there. You can shoot. You won't make it. Oh, okay. You made it. All right. Yeah, you won't do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it again. No, you won't do it a third. Oh, he's doing it again. 4? Yeah, you'll do it again. Just let him shoot threes all over the fucking court, and then they get blown out in Boston in Game 7. Why? Because this man did not come to play basketball. He came to eat fucking Twinkies on the sidelines, and now it's just, I don't want to play for Daryl Morey again. He's a liar. He's a crook.
Emotional damage.
It is very
He's
much
so hurt right now.
I cannot take this
so
team
hurt.
serious anymore. I can't. I already said this in the offseason. I'm converting to a Thunder fan because they've got young talent. They don't have shit going on where it's like, I don't want to play for the team anymore. Yeah, I know.
OKC, Jesus, that's a huge
Hey,
turn.
now OKC look good, bro.
Huge turn, though. Goddamn, Philly to OKC.
I'm really looking forward to see what Chet gonna do. I really want to see it. What he gonna do, bro?
Shout out Josh Giddey.
This is exactly why people.
Josh Giddey is a much better James Harden in the terms of triple doubles because that's basically all James Harden does now. He just sits there. He can score 11 points a game, but he can get you like 10 rebounds or 10 assists and get yourself a triple double. There you go. Oh,
listen,
Matt, by the way, Matt, in case you're the porn star that we interviewed, in case she needs like a squirt rag or something, I can send this over because I don't have any use for this anymore.
Emotional damage.
I don't got no use for it.
I don't have anything to say to that.
Oh my god!
I am
in
a world where we are to speak in a medium that we speak a lot. I have nothing to say to that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No.
Who hurt you, my boy? Who hurt you?
Bro.
Who hurt me?
James Harden
God
hurt you.
damn, bro.
That's the title of the episode. James Harden hurt me.
See, people wonder why. You wonder why the league sucks these days. Why does the league suck? Too many players are getting too much money. Why are they getting too much money? Well, because of the CBA. But then you got a hella players, big time players that aren't playing at all. Why? Because of low management, or that it's taking the game off, or injuries, or they're hurt. Listen, you could play hurt, can't play injured, but you could play hurt. Straight up, you could play hurt. I don't care who you are. You're an NBA player. You're getting paid tens of millions of dollars every single year. You can play hurt. Yeah. I don't want to hear that bullshit where it's like, oh no, he's got a lingering injury. Okay, well, he can linger his ass on the court and get a 3 too. Because here's the thing. This is exactly why the new CBA that just came out is so shitty towards the players, and it really doesn't benefit them, but it's their fault. But I also put blame on these new coaching staffs. The fact that you have to play 60 games during the course of this next CBA, to play 60 games in order to be named to an all NBA team is ridiculous.
That's wild.
It's ridiculous.
That's wild.
60 games. But then again, why do we have to have those stipulations in the collective bargaining agreement? Because stars aren't playing basketball.
I blame
why the fuck would I spend hundreds of dollars to go see a Lakers game and AD sitting on the sideline? That might be my only time to get to see him hoop ever.
It makes me question
if he's not injured. No,
it makes me question what exactly, because you're a professional athlete. This is literally your job. Like everything outside of you, when you have vacation, you're on vacation, and I'm all for you. Your time off, right? I'm all for that. But during the season, what are you not doing because you have players like, of course, some of the things come down to genetics, and some people are just healthier and sturdier than others. You know what I'm saying? But you have people like LeBron who put so much money into his body. Tom Brady, who put so much money into his body. What are you guys not doing? Right? What are you not doing that you can't, like, are you not taking the preventative measures to keep your ass on the court? Because now you leave room for people to come in and start getting funny with your money. You know what I'm saying?
And then you feel some type of way about it, and then you want to leave the fucking team.
None of y'all Celtics fans are here, but this is a good example. Larry Bird played 12 years in the league, one of the greatest small forwards of all time, right? Only played 12 years. But in the span of those 12 years, he got 3 MVPs in a row. Okay. He got 2 finals MVPs, 10-time All-NBA, 12 years in the league. 12 years, right? Now, let's play devil's advocate here. These guys are sitting out because of injury and everything. Larry Bird had to end his career because of a lower back pain. Couldn't play anymore. He physically couldn't play anymore, but he played through it. Played in the playoffs. Pretty much after 86, he was playing hurt up until 92. So for about 6 years, just playing hurt. But he still hooped. Still scored 20,000 points. Now you got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's getting paid way more.
Way more.
He's played on way more talented teams than those Celtic squads. Sorry. There's no hate on the Celtics of the 80s, but you know, when you're playing alongside Paul George, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, like he's played with great players. He's led teams on his own against great teams, like we saw in 2019. Dude's been in the league since 2011. He's never played a full season, and he hasn't played more than 30 games in a year in almost 4 years. We seeing a pattern here. See, these dudes want to have these long NBA careers without fucking playing, and they want to make
paid, bro.
Millions. But you ain't playing basketball. And that's the question. I don't want to get any deeper into it, but that's the main question you got to think about when you move on from this topic. Do these current dudes, and it's not just basketball, it's all sports, do they play the game because they like it, because they love it, or because they like the idea of, I'm a pro now, I can get paid all this bread?
Yeah, of course.
I think nowadays it's the latter of what you just said.
Not everybody. Because
I'm not saying it's everybody, but I feel like the tone of recent years has been what Dante just said. In my opinion, this is me as not a big as big a basketball fan as the three of you.
Yeah, you like wrestling.
What's wrong with that?
Hey, it's real to me, damn it.
But
It's more real than this man winning the championship.
I will say this much though, because I was going to say this, but I didn't get the chance to. Even in wrestling, motherfuckers are wrestling with hurt fucking injuries all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing more in the ring 300 something days a year until they literally cannot do it because they have to get surgery or some shit. Like Kurt Angle fucking had a neck problems most of his fucking career, and he still went out and performed every fucking day.
Sure did.
And he's doing more. And I'm not shitting on NBA players and saying, oh, wrestlers are better, but wrestling is a contact sport.
Don't forget Terrell Owens played in the Super Bowl after breaking his leg and having surgery on it like 7 weeks prior.
And then he had like 150 yards.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ridiculous. So I don't want to hear that you can't play game 33 of an NBA season.
I don't want to hear that this man can't play because he ate too many honey buns and he's sick. That's your fault.
No, I'm just sick of him, bro. He's not. No, we're gonna get nothing back for James Harden. We're gonna get nothing. We're gonna get
a bad feeling.
The 8th player on the bench for James Harden. That's what we're gonna get.
I have a bad feeling the Sixers are going to go back to the dark ages, and I don't mean to say this as a non-standard team, but it's possible you guys are going back to the dark ages.
You want to know what I'm afraid of? You know what I'm afraid of? I feel like all of this is going to snowball, and we're going to end up losing Embiid as well because of this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's gone. He's 100%. Been gone. I've been saying this for 2 years. Embiid's been gone. Even though he won MVP this year, these teams they've had over the past 2 years, they've been all right. But Embiid has had better squads, and for some reason, it really never comes down to teammates that want to leave that I think makes big stars leave. It comes down to front offices not being able to put the right players in that fit with the star dude to make him want to stay. I mean, you think about any star player. You're right. You think about any star player that's in the league, right? Why do you think a lot of them stay? Because the front office makes them happy. They pay them, they put good players around them, they make deep playoff runs every single year, and they always have a chance to win a championship. What players am I talking about? Steph, Bron, Jokic, Giannis, even Jimmy.
Or not even that. You need role players too. You need good bench players to contend. Yeah. And even with the Sixers last year, you choose between either Furkan Korkmaz or Isaiah Joe. I would rather have Isaiah Joe than Furkan Korkmaz. They let him go. He goes to OKC, and he's top 5 in the league in 3-point percentage shooting, like 42% from the bench. Not to mention, and then Korkmaz demanded a trade. For what? You average 2 points a game.
Yeah. I don't know what it's hard being a Sixers fan right now, bro. It's hard. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The same organization that traded Mikal Bridges on draft night for Zaire Smith. A guy who has never seen the basketball court in years.
Like his mom was working with the organization. That's Philly born and raised. He got y'all 2 national championships.
Yeah, went to Villanova. It seemed too good to be true, and it was too good to be true. But hey, listen,
Cal Bridges know more about winning in Philly than Joel Embiid does, and that whole organization.
I'm just saying, please don't ruin Jaden Springer. Okay, this guy, he's gonna be like Tyrese Maxey. He's gonna be great. He's great. Don't ruin him. Okay?
I hope they don't ruin Tyrese Maxey either. Tyrese is on a great trajectory right now.
I was going to say Tyrese is still on the team, right?
Yeah, but he's still got to develop, man. But after this year, we'll see what's up. Maybe he'll take another jump, and Joel will be like, okay, we can get this done. But that's what
I think y'all got one more year with Embiid. If y'all don't do anything,
you wouldn't be wrong.
You
know what? You wouldn't be wrong, brother. You wouldn't be wrong because at this point, if the brother decides to leave, I'm not even mad. I wouldn't even be mad. Like, we got Tobias Harris is still here, bro.
Tobias Harris over
year 13. Year 13 is the year, man.
Like, bro, real shit. Like watching Jimmy Buckets. I love Jimmy, man. And watching Jimmy do his thing. And then I hear the Tobias Harris over me. And you gotta suffer through that every time. And every time Tobias play, I just want to kick him in the back of the neck. Brother, just I can't stand the light-skinned motherfucker.
Y'all want to hear, Mike? You want to hear a crazy breakdown about your team? Let me give you this. I was talking to Tave the other day. No, literally yesterday, having a big ass argument. We always going back and forth about the Sixers and the Lakers. And I'm like, okay, let's break down the past 5 years. Y'all ready? Ready for this? I'm gonna give you some facts. I'm gonna give you some math right here. So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. Hunter, Mike, this is specifically for you Sixers fans. All right. In the past
Wait, hold on. Before you talk, this is why you said you hate Sixers fans?
Yes, this is exactly why I said I hate Sixers.
I've been looking forward to this. I'm gonna sit back for this one.
All right. Past 3 years. Lakers, Sixers. Who's had the better teams?
In the past, how many years?
The past 6 years. Who's had the better roster?
In the past 6 years.
Past 6 seasons. Who's had the better roster season after season?
Oh.
You could say the Sixers. It's true.
No. I don't think so. Hell no.
The
Sixers have had a better roster. How long has LeBron been there? LeBron has been there, 5 years now? 4 years.
LeBron's been there since 2018.
Okay. So
5
years.
2018 2019 roster for the Sixers is the best roster.
Yeah, but other than that, outside of that roster, there was not hell no, the Sixers didn't have better rosters than the Lakers.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Okay, yeah, please.
Between the Lakers and Celtics. Lakers and the Lakers and Sixers, right? The Lakers and Sixers. Which two of these teams has had MVP in the past 6 years?
Like league MVP?
Yes. Who's had MVP? Sixers. Okay. Lakers haven't, right?
No.
Okay. Now, out of these two teams, now I think they had a better roster, so I'm gonna dig with that answer. These two teams in the past 6 years, what team has gone to the finals?
Lakers.
The Lakers.
Okay.
You have an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
You've had multiple teams that have championship pedigree. No team is a championship squad until you win, and that's my personal opinion. But you always have championship pedigree based on the kind of players you have. It could be your coaching staff, it could be the role players, it could be your superstars. Those make you championship pedigree level basketball teams. That's what makes you that kind of team before the season starts, right? Yeah. But with all of the talent that the Sixers have had over the past 6 years that they've been relevant, pretty much 2017, 2018, that they've really been one of the best teams in the league. They've got nothing to show for it. Yet you have Embiid, you got Harden, you got Tobias Harris, you got JJ Redick, you got Ben Simmons, you got PJ Tucker. You can't say you never had good role players.
Okay, hold on, sir. You're not gonna name these lame ass players talking about. Okay,
I'm not naming lame players.
We can do this. You've had LeBron James. You've had Anthony Davis. You've had Alex Caruso. You've had Lonzo Ball. You've had Kyle Kuzma. Come on, bro.
No. It's not. It's valid. It's valid, and you know why it's valid? Because on a championship squad, you need role players that you can depend on every game to at least produce in a way that they play in their play style. I know that when JJ Redick was playing for the Sixers, you knew what he was going to give you. Buckets. You knew he was going to give you shooting, right? Yeah. So I could depend on him to do that every game, right?
Yeah.
Tobias Harris, I'm depending on you to be a scorer. You can't depend on this dude to score every game. You can't depend on him to produce the same way every game. Yet they have the kind of talent, right? They have this kind of talent. And I'm not shitting on the organization for it, but I'm like, out of all the talent that they've had, you can't get any progression out of these players. You can't keep any of these guys. You can't win, and you can't get past the second round.
Bro, I'd take Alex Caruso over Tobias Harris all day, every day.
I'm of the opinion, and this is just me, if you guys were going to win the championship, the year that you lost to Toronto was the year to do it. That's just my honest opinion.
I agree.
Yes.
If you were going to win, that was the year.
That was
when they had who? When they had who?
Ben who Simmons?
No, fuck him. When y'all had who else?
Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. Give me buckets.
Yeah. Damn straight. The one time y'all had the best chance to win a chip is when you had Jimmy Butler. But what does that front office do?
They get rid of him to get Tobias Harris, his bitch ass.
Let him go.
Okay, he's not a bitch. I take that back. Tobias Harris, I can't say bitch ass. He's not a bitch.
Listen, I personally just feel bad for Sixers fans because
it's hard, bro.
I mean, Mike, you haven't even. Well, that's not true. But you've been alive to watch them go to one championship, a championship that everybody knew goddamn well they had no chance to win.
Yeah, we had no chance.
They had no shot.
Yeah,
no shot. Yeah. But the Sixers haven't even been
the Lakers. The Sixers went up against the Kobe and Shaq, bro.
That was their highlight. Their highlight was AI-7 over Tyrone Lue. That was it.
I mean, we got a game at least.
Y'all got one
Yeah.
game in him.
Yeah,
You know?
we shocked the world. I thought
I said, yeah, that's good enough. We don't need
high
to win
school
anymore.
me was like, oh shit, we go win it all, and then you know.
That's like me.
up.
That's like me this past year when
Oh.
fucking the Knicks beat the Cavaliers in the playoffs. I'm just like, this is our year, baby. This is our year. And then the next round we for facing the Heat.
You got as far as the
we know how that
Sixers did the
goes.
last 5 seasons.
Listen, that's
Well,
fine.
listen, they
I'm okay
out here
losing to Jimmy.
They are calling Daryl Morey a liar. But that ain't the only liars we got around here.
Nah, James Harden a liar. Fuck him.
I was trying to get us into, you know,
Go ahead.
segue us into something that to me is kind of near and dear to my heart. Because The Blind Side, I remember watching that movie.
That was a great movie.
I cried. I was 7 years old when that movie came out. It like brought me to tears. I remember the part of the movie where Michael was upstairs with Miss Tui, and you know they were in his room. And he's like, "Damn, I never had one before."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, what, a room to yourself?" It's like, "No, a bed." And after that, I cried. I was sobbing because it's such a sad story. But when I watch it as a 7-year-old, there's a sense of innocence I have, right? Less understanding of the overall situation. But now, Michael Oher has come out and said that he recently just found out that the Tuohys didn't actually adopt him. He's been part of a conservatorship ever since that document was signed, and they've been taking millions from this brother.
Yeah.
A family that already had money. Apparently Mr. Tuohy owned a bunch of fast food restaurants, and you know, he was killing it, right? Making all this bread, but they stole millions from this young man, a person that they clearly have exploited for financial gain, more financial gain. And you know, we're going to speak on it, but I just want to say that, you know, it's a sad story because Michael Oher has overcome so much in his life. And at this point, to find out something like this, after all he thought that this family really had done for him that was positive, it was a mask. It was a mask, you know, over what was actually going on behind the scenes. And he had
fucked up.
He had no idea. It's wrong.
So before we dive way into it, right? Because this story was brought to my attention via TikTok. And of course,
you spend way too much time on TikTok.
I do, man. I do at night. Like I do. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. TikTok's great though. I did notice that a lot of the black folk in the comment section always got to say some hateful shit. This is why you can't trust white people. This is why. Yeah, I knew this didn't sit right with my spirit. White folk, this. Listen.
No, you didn't.
No,
shut your nigga ass up. Shut your bitch
not
ass.
Not every white person, like niggas. Let's be real. Some people in your family will fuck you over for some money. Okay, didn't Biggie say in the 10 Crack Commandments too? Right, your mama sit that ass up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, not everybody out to fucking get you. Not every white person's out to ruin a person of color's life. Okay, I know some very good, wholesome white folks. Shout out to the Wallace family back home that, you know, are good fucking people. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Right? This is just a particular situation that this particular family, the Tuohy family, I think they're called, right?
Tuohys,
fucked over
correct.
This gentleman. Okay. That's all. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Just because I don't like that shit. I get sick and tired of people always want to make it a black and white thing. Always want to be on some hateful shit. And we gotta stop that shit. So we gotta come together somehow. Because enough is enough. I get sick and tired of this black and white shit.
I mean, some of it could be rooted in race a little bit, yeah, but that's not the issue at hand at all.
But how the fuck were they supposed to know that this nigga was gonna become an NFL player? I didn't know that he was gonna be that good. You know what I'm saying? We weren't there. So to assume something, I think, is kind of ignorant. You can't just assume because he's a big black man, okay, you're going to play football. You're going to be good. You don't know that. Because I know some big black Oompa Loompa looking motherfuckers that are not good athletically at all.
Can't do shit.
You can't just say that. You know what I'm saying? But these people, the things that they did, Lord have mercy. You talking about when this man retired in 2016, he got himself a lawyer to look into. Hold on, let's go to the beginning, right? So let's go to the beginning.
We got to start this from the beginning because this is a wild fucking story, man.
So these people took him in under the guise of they were adopting him. But in fact, and I'm not going to say too many names unless necessary, because this is still just allegations, right? So the Tui family took in Michael Oher, who was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2009. 2006. And they took him in under the guise of adopting him when in fact they had him sign
conservatorship.
That thing.
It's like what Britney Spears had. That she just was just released.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, it's essentially what it is a judge appoints someone, a guardian or protector, to take care of your financial affairs when you can't take care of it yourself. That's for people who don't know what that is. And so this movie comes out, right? He gets drafted. This movie comes out in 2009. He's, asking a bunch of questions, but they're telling him, oh, we're not making money off of this, so he doesn't think of anything of it because, he's in the NFL. My man's making millions of dollars. So he's not really, he's like, okay, it's one of those things that he puts in the back burner. I'm going to come back to it. So he retires in 2016. He hires himself a lawyer to, look into the matter. What happens is he finds out not only that they've making millions off of his likeness, they're making millions off of this money. Not only did they get a lump sum right up front, but they're also getting residuals from the movie, right? So they're making all of this money. So this man, and the only reason he found out that he wasn't adopted is because he looked into all of this and he was like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers didn't adopt me. They actually had me sign this document where they're taking care of all my affairs. They're taking care of they have all control over all his money. And this shit was supposed to stop when he was 25. My man's is 37. This is still active. You know what I'm saying? And to make matters worse, right? Beat this shit, because I had to write this down because I couldn't believe this shit, right? It wasn't just about the motherfucking money. They started a foundation. They've written books. Leanne Tui has gone around being a motivational speaker under the guise of the adopted mother of Michael Oher, when she know good and fucking well that she didn't adopt him. And to make it even worse, people, when the Tuies negotiated the movie rights signed with CAA, that's Creative Artists Agency, they all signed with him. The whole Tui family signed with this agency. But with Mike, right, with Big Mike, and they negotiated separately using not a real agent, rather a family friend that was a lawyer. And this was the same lawyer that had him sign I can't say the word, man.
Conservationship.
Yeah. Bro,
that's fucked up.
Bro.
What the fuck?
Jail.
Hit the jail. Lock all of them up. Lock them up. And you know what's crazy? The brother came out and went on Barstool, right? He has, mind you, he's not named in the lawsuit.
SJ?
But, yeah. He came out and he went on, hold on, let me get the proper name of it.
When did he go on Barstool, though? Because I didn't hear about that.
I did. I didn't get a date, right? But he goes on Barstool Sports Live and claims that he got money up front, right? He also said that Michael, he has a bunch of text messages between Michael and the family, and where Michael comes out and says, hey, you guys just settle with me and everything, I won't come out with this publicly. But I guess those talks back and forth with the family amounted to nothing. So the reason I dove deep into it, because my first thought was like, nigga, why the fuck did you wait this long to, try to figure all this shit out? Like, the fuck? And I thought the motherfucker must be broke. So I wanted to look into it because that was my initial reaction. Like, I'm not always out to blame white whoever. I'm gonna blame self first. Like, I'm gonna blame the person first. Like, how the fuck did you find yourself in this situation? But when you look into the situation, it's just like, you can't defend none of it. Like, these motherfuckers have gotten rich off of this dude. It's foul.
At first, no, go ahead, Matt. I want to take your time. Go ahead.
So no, I was looking at a couple of quotes on the ESPN article, which I'm assuming that's how this whole situation broke. They're stunned by the allegations, and they claim that this is the Tuies, by the way. They didn't make any money off of the movie, and they only only a share of proceeds from Michael Lewis's book, which was the foundation for the film. They say that they're devastated. It's upsetting to think that we would make money off of any of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 like we loved him at 16.
Bullshit.
Anything I've read, I did not get as much as you got, unfortunately. But hearing everything that you just said, Mike, I feel like sick to my stomach.
It's foul, bro.
This has to be one of the most foul things we've ever talked about on this show. I just feel ill. Because I love, like Dante said, I fucking love The Blind Side. That's like one of my top 5 favorite sports movies, up there with Coach Carter, Angels in the Outfield, shit like that. The Blind Side is up there for me as like a youth sports movie when I was in high school and middle school, whatever. And I love that story. And hearing all of this makes me feel sick to my fucking stomach right now. Like I'm on the brink of tears. That's how heartbroken.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually literally upset about it. I really am.
It's because it's foul, bro.
I feel sick, man.
Mind you, these are all allegations, right? These are just initial findings that his lawyer found, because his lawyer is the one who came across all of this information. So these are all currently allegations.
Yeah, I want to believe none of this is true. I want to believe that over time, none of this is true. And maybe this is just a mistake in paperwork. But from what you just said over the course of your spiel, I don't see that happening. I feel ill. I really do.
You good? Hoochie, you good?
It's with rich white folk doing a rich white folk thing. And you know what? They're gonna use that money they made off it for their lawyers. They're gonna use it for other shit that they're going to do to try and bury this under the rug.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking point. That's a
good point. No, we didn't make any money off him, and we're going to spend like $5 million in lawyers.
What did Michael Oher make, though? So, like, does he not realize where the money in his account is going?
This is why one of the things they should teach you in high school is how to manage money. They should teach you this shit. Because this could have been avoided, right? This is why you need to have the right people around you, okay? This is why financial literacy. This is why, because you know what? You can look at this and say they preyed on this young man. This young man came from an very unfortunate situation, and they took him in under the guise of adopting him and helping him, and then turn around and you're stealing from him.
Mike, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
I'm completely distraught by this information. I just want to say I'm completely distraught.
You look more distraught than I am.
That movie, like, it was such a big part of my childhood, and I am a humongous movie buff, and I love true stories. So the fact that now I'm gonna have to look at this movie a lot differently than what it was beforehand truly hurts. But Mike, you're 100% right based on this schooling thing. And this is what I've always said when it comes to education in our country. We're spending all this time trying to keep the gay away, and we're spending all this time trying to alter teaching history and AP classes, all this stuff going on in Florida. Yet we hear stories about people like Britney Spears, or now the Michael Oher story, or we hear other stories where athletes are being stolen from, by their parents, or these conservatorships, or their lawyers or agents. And a lot of this stuff could be stopped if at the young impressionable age of 15, 16, 17, we were taught not only how to make money, how to grow our money, how to invest our money, what to do with our money. Think about ever since we was kids, all we learned is how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Never how to save.
Yeah.
I know what it was like when I was at Hillsborough High School. It was an option to take a financial literacy. It was an option. And you had to take it.
An option for me too,
where I
was.
You had to take it for one semester. You could take financial lit, you could take micro macro, you could take economics, you could have taken market, but only had to take was one.
You should make it mandatory. At least the financial literacy part.
Make it mandatory.
And that's mandatory.
And that's the issue. Classes like that are optional, or you only have to take them once throughout your entire 4 years in high school. But I have to take a math class every year. I
Yeah.
have to take gym every year.
Yeah.
You know, at some point I have to take a year's worth of art.
Yes.
That doesn't
You need
make
smart. You need some
any
coach.
sense.
But I think the lesson here, I don't want to put out a message of distrust, right? That for me isn't the message or the takeaway that I think people should have from this. I think it's whatever type of money you're making, right? You should be aware of where where it's coming in and where it's going, right? I myself, it took me many years. It took me moving to Germany and finally being on my own in 2018. Like I'm not gonna front. It was the first time I had lived alone. 2018. I had just split with my girlfriend of 3 years at the time. 2019, my fault. Of 3 years at the time. I was already heartbroken, and then I was by myself. I had never lived by myself. And not only did I have to learn how to manage my money because I was used to getting paid every 2 weeks, right? And then for the first time in my life, I get paid that once a month, and I was freaking out. I was freaking out because I didn't know how to manage my money. I was freaking out because I was by myself. I called my mama bawling. Real shit. Called my mama crying. I didn't know what the fuck to do. These are lessons, your parents tell you, get in the books. Well, you know what? You need to learn about finances, people. Real shit.
You a grown ass man crying over your finances. Ain't that crazy? I'm not making fun. Like that's
I'm not making fun.
It's the lesson that should be learned because people don't know. People don't know how to maintain. People don't know the percentage of their income and how much should be going to your rent and utilities and things and living. One thing that I've noticed amongst a lot of Black people, we always want to flex, stunt, whatever you want to call it, have a show off. Let's just call it show off, right? Don't have a pot to piss in, like my mama say, but you want to show off. These people my mom always say, live within your means. There's a lot of things that I want to buy and all this nice shit. I like gadgets and fancy shit, bro. I do. You know what I'm saying? But it's living within your means, people. If you don't have the money, buckle the fuck down, bro. Slow down. You can't get the J's you want. Okay, that's okay. Most of the time, people getting shit to show off anyway. Look at my shit.
You know how many times I wanted to pay for that Pornhub subscription, but I was like, nah, I gotta save my bread. I gotta save my money.
Tail, lock his ass.
That was a lot of money.
Lock his ass up. Hoochie, you good, man? I just gotta make sure y'all straight, man, because I had my time to cope with this information.
That was a lot.
I had my time to cope with it first because I was just flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's just the more that you were explaining it, the more I kept thinking, well, all these people are going to do, they're just going to use the money that they made off them to put into the lawsuit.
It's just fucked up.
That's just how it goes nowadays.
And I just don't want to. I don't feel like we're gonna move on to something. I just want to one last time say I really don't want to hear because being pro-Black does not mean you have to be anti-white. Okay. I got close Black friends. I got friends of all fucking races, bro. I get sick of hearing this race shit, bro. I get really sick of it. I've been hearing it since I came back to this country at 15. I've been hearing it. I'm sick of it, man.
Now you know niggas gonna be mad at you for saying that.
I don't give a fuck. Niggas been mad at me since Panama. You keep fucking with them snow bunnies, you can get frostbite. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know who used to talk all that shit in high school, popping their neck and all that shit? The Black girls. Nah, this nigga ain't. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Y'all get no credit. And another thing, I know this is completely off topic, and I'm gonna throw it out here because I saw it today. Bitches on the fucking internet talking shit about your baby daddy. Let me tell you something, women. Y'all make the choice. You make the choice. Okay, you could have had a Panama or a Dante or a Hoochieman or undercover brother. You could have had that, but you chose another nigga that wasn't shit. You thought he was cool, right? The motherfucker knocked you up. Okay, he knocked you up, and now you got to deal with the little nappy-headed little kid you got, and no child support. Talk about my baby daddy ain't shit. Well, you dummy, you should have chose better.
Speaking of baby daddies, baby mamas.
Hold on a second.
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say one
mama.
thing on Mike's end to echo what he said about the being pro-black doesn't mean anti-white. I would hope that when people listen to this show, and we've been doing this for nearly 50 fucking episodes now, we are probably the most, despite some of the shit that we say, we are probably the most open people. Like, we talk about all this types of shit, and there is no hate towards, and we talk shit about each other all the time too. There is absolutely no hate on any of our parts.
I hate Dante.
Well, I mean,
God damn.
he just doesn't like. Listen, he just doesn't like light skins. That's fine. But
I got a light skinned African my damn self.
but I'm just saying, it's just like people will be like, oh, look at the like they'll probably say shit about you about this particular situation. Like, oh, Panama, he's with the snow buddies, or
yeah, they gonna call me a house nigga,
or people who are white that'll say me and her, like, oh, look at them hanging out with those. I'm not gonna say it. Exactly.
You think what Mike just said is gonna get him canceled by the community? Let me tell you something.
Oh God. Oh God, mute him.
Okay. Keke Palmer corny as hell.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Drew Jackson VP.
It goes out to all the black women.
Hold on. Time out real quick. I need them to know what the hell's going on. Explain. No, go ahead. Explain so that Hoochie and Matt knows.
I need to know what's happening.
I have a general idea, but I need
the best way possible. About 2 months ago,
this I knew
Keke
about.
Palmer's baby daddy went on Twitter and was making comments about Keke at Usher's Las Vegas residency concert. She was dancing very close. She had her arms around his neck, and he was singing to her and everything. You know, she had on this, you know, it wasn't scandalous, but it was a showy type black dress. But she looked good. Keke, you look good, girl. You look good.
Yeah.
Look good.
Look good after all this
you
time.
look great. You know, especially you just had a kid. You look good, baby, for real. But you know, her baby daddy went on Twitter and basically it says like, "Yo, you're at a concert dressed like this, like you're a mother, you know, have some class, you know, type shit." And
how'd you feel about that when he did that? How'd you feel?
Oh, black women gonna hate me on this one. Y'all wonder why black men date white women. Y'all wonder why we date white men, and then there's shit like this. See, what I find crazy is that everyone want to jump down this dude's throat for what he said on social media, even though nothing he said was wrong. How the hell would you feel if your significant other was at a concert for Ice Spice, for Meg Thee Stallion, any one of these big booty shaking ass hoes that be making music? If I went to one of their concerts, you went to one of their concerts, your boyfriend went to one of their concerts, they went up there on stage and started catching ass from these bitches, how would you feel? Embarrassing you and your relationship in public. That sounds crazy, right? That's wild. You wouldn't let me go to an Ice Spice concert, let her throw her shit on me like that. You wouldn't appreciate that. You go catch my ass right off that stage. Nigga, what the fuck you doing? But for some reason, I see all these black women on Twitter coming to Keke's side. She's a mom. She can wear whatever she wants. I don't give a fuck what Keke was. I don't care about that. But there was a certain disrespect to the sanctity of their relationship, because it's like you're at an Usher concert all over this dude, and I'm the baby daddy. We're there together. At the time they were together, and I'm on Twitter and I see you all over Usher at the concert.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, so they're no longer together now?
Did we learn nothing from Tom Dubois? Now
he
they're
got
not
clowned for this, bro.
And then on top of that, Keke Palmer is in Usher's music video for Boyfriend, and she literally mentions the situation in the skit that's part of the music video. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like I'm irate about this, but I am. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is with black women and this protection you have over other black women, whether they do right or they do wrong. If they do wrong, call it out, admit their wrongdoings. Let's find a way to get better and move on so we can have better relations between black men and black women. Because this is exactly why black men date white women. Because they don't want to do this bullshit.
It has nothing to do with being feeble, nothing to do with not being, like, first of all, one of the things that I hate, and this is not just black women, this is all women, right? you can't handle somebody like me, bitch. What the fuck are you?
What
A
does that mean?
fucking
Oh, I hate when
silverback?
people say that.
Like,
I hate when they
what
say
are
that.
you? Are you
can't
some type
handle
of
me.
animal? You first of all, just like when women say, "Oh, I'm on my period. This is why I can't control." It's called self-control. Self-control. You're not child. Like whenever I'm dating someone, like I've been in very toxic relationships in the past, and I've dated women who simply just like can't control their fucking mouth and just want to mouth off and behave however it is they want to behave. And then that's supposed to be okay. But it's like, okay, so I have PTSD, right? And all this other shit, childhood trauma, whatever the fuck. So for women, it's okay for them to lose control and use that whatever period, for an example, their menstruation cycle as an excuse as to why they can't conduct themselves appropriately. But when a man with mommy issues, daddy issues, anger issues, PTSD, whatever the fuck you want to say,
Depression
has a problem, then that becomes irrelevant, right? I guess say you can't handle somebody like me. I don't want to. Like I told somebody, I came back here, I had invited this honey to the crib, and I was hanging out, right? And she brought her friend over, and we were smoking and chilling and kicking it. And then we were talking about a situation that happened with me at this club with some other woman disrespecting me. She grabbed my privates. And I took a step back and I didn't say too much because I'm 6'2", bro. I'm a big motherfucker. So this little chick, the optics of that don't look right. You know what I'm saying? It don't look right. So I chose to remove myself from the situation. And they're like, nah, see, this is why I couldn't fuck with you because you should have done X, Y, Z. And I said, no, I'm at a point in my life where I choose peace. I'd rather choose peace. Like I had those days of getting at people, and I had those days of fighting dudes and all this shit. Like I'm knocking on 40 for those who didn't know. Yeah, I'm knocking on 40, bro. I'm not trying to go out there and get into fights with motherfuckers.
I don't
Like,
even want to shit on women for saying you don't know how to handle me. But I'm gonna say this to you though. As a woman, why would you want somebody to be able to handle you? You're a human being. You deal with humans. You learn how to work with humans. You don't handle a person. Yeah. You're not a thing. You're not a thing. So any woman out there, and this is all the ladies. This is all look at Dante giving out womanly advice. Listen.
Is hell frozen over?
Hell must have frozen over. I'm saying
that's why Hoochie last week was calling y'all bitches.
I'm saying some shit
because y'all don't know how to act.
Hoochie was hurt last week, man.
Hoochie was getting in.
You, as a self-respecting woman and as a self-respecting human being, you have to respect yourself enough to know that you are not a thing that gets handled. Things get handled. I handle my computer. I handle my finances. I handle my shit. But I learned how to deal with people. I learned how to deal with personalities. I learned how to work with other people. When you're in a relationship, you learn how to work with that person. I'm not handling that person. I got to learn how to handle my bitch. No, what? What are you talking about?
And all this loud shit. Like,
have some respect for yourself.
And that has nothing to do with being like color, because I done met plenty of loud white girls. I don't like that shit. I done met, like, I don't like loud, bro. I don't like, I need to be like, I do enjoy going on Instagram and, swiping through and seeing some of the little shorties, that be putting their booty out and all this other stuff. I'm a man. I like I've said, I'm on the record of calling women art. I admire women as art. I like it. Right. But I wouldn't date nobody like that. I wouldn't date that. Most men wouldn't. And women hate hearing that. You can't handle it.
Because you're showing everything that I want to work for.
Yeah.
Get out for free.
Like, yeah.
Like, hey, how's your girlfriend doing? Or
you got to take me out on a date.
Yeah.
Wait, but you giving it away to everybody? What you talking about? You got to take me out on a date. What the fuck is you talking about? For what? For what? For what? Yo, and we're going to talk about this on another episode. I cannot wait. Fucking dating. I cannot wait till we talk about this because, dating is trash nowadays, bro.
So to add on to go back to the original point, which was the Usher situation.
Yeah,
it's astounding. It's astounding how, and I referenced this earlier before we hit record, how the Boondocks has basically been like, I've been noticing a trend with the Boondocks. Like, you know how the Simpsons are always predicting shit?
Yeah.
The Boondocks have been doing that a lot the last couple
Shout
of
out
years.
Aaron Magruder, baby. Shout out
Fucking
Aaron Magruder.
What's it called? There's this Usher one being the most recent one, but I know there's a couple other few instances where they predicted things that I just can't remember at this point in time. It's just funny. And I will say it again, even though it's not going to be as funny the second time. I wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. Anyhow, to the case of Mike and Dante's points about women who say that, oh, you can't handle me. And this is just my personal opinion on something like that. I am at a state right now where if I was to find a woman, I would want her to be my piece. Undercover Brother has been having a tough time recently. So I would want someone to be like that, my anchor. If I have to deal with someone that I have to put up with, that's toxicity to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put up with that. I have enough shit going on in my own life that maybe we'll talk about it on a future episode, but I don't want to get into it right now. That's what I would want out of a relationship if I was to find one at this point in time. I don't want to have to put up with someone. I want to grow and have someone be my rock when I am hitting those lows like Mike had described with all of his own issues. So, I mean, I wish when we have our guests, as I'll reference towards the end of the episodes, we have our guests next week. I definitely want to touch on that particular subject of dating. But there is one more segment that I think we got to get to, and that is Hoochie Man's got his own segment, baby. It's time for Hoochie Man's Hoedown.
Oh, you
do we have theme music? Damn, we should have theme music.
We need some bluegrass out in this bitch. No. I know the perfect Hoochie Man's Hoedown song. Try that in a small town by Jason Elsie.
You try that in a small town. Try that in my home.
Try to cancel Hoochie Man.
Try that in Hootie's hometown,
motherfucker. Before I put this on the screen, Hunter, do you want to reference it a little bit? You want to segue into it?
Yeah, bitches ain't shit but hoes and dick. Speaking of hoes and dick, couple of hoes that have dicks. The Island Boys. Yeah, they're relevant again, but for all the wrong reasons. It's only because they're losing relevancy. So they're
Why don't we hit play on that video there?
yeah. I'm just gonna let the video do itself.
Island Boys continue to trend on social media. Just a few weeks back, at the beginning of July 2023, videos started to surface of the twin brothers kissing, which resulted in them losing thousands of Instagram followers, and the number keeps going down. But anyone being gay isn't the issue. It's 2023. Who cares? But kissing your own brother is not normal at all. On July 30th, 2023, a new video surfaced of one of the Island Boys Fly Soldier coming out as gay. He likes men.
And I'm a top. I'm never a bottom. I'm a top. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that. For real. You gotta support me because you feel me. I like men. And that's just, it is what it is. I'm a top. But I'm a top at the end of the day. That's just what's going on.
Yeah.
The CIA couldn't get that information out of me, man. Fuck out of here.
All right, listen. Before everybody starts trying to cancel me, I am not laughing at the fact that he's gay. It's how they're going about it. That is
no. First of all, I just want everybody that's been listening this long. Thank you for sticking with us. We have no problem with the homosexuals. Okay,
just I got a problem with that bullshit though.
We have no problem with the blacks. We have no problem with no one. But see, y'all didn't just if you watch the YouTube, you will see what we just saw. First of all, I've seen I've seen gay people kissing before. It don't bother me. Seen lesbians. I've seen homosexuals, right? I ain't never seen no gay men that are twins kissing each other, brothers, like multiple times. That shit is weird as fuck. They need to be
castrated, jail, home in jail.
You don't even.
There's two ways to look at this. Ready? There's one side where it's like, oh well, maybe they're doing it for the money. Maybe if you're doing it for clout. If you're doing it for clout, what the fuck?
Bro, they're doing that.
But if they're doing it because they're actually gay, you know, they actually like dick. Yeah, that's cool. But your brother, what the fuck? This some Florida shit. This some Florida shit, y'all.
No, this is some Alabama shit.
No. Because you know where they from.
That's
this some Florida. There's something in the water out there, man. Something in the water out there in Florida. I don't know what's going on down.
Yeah, never catch me in Florida.
Bro,
But
that's that. I'm sorry. How young? That was just disturbing.
That was disgusting. That's disgusting.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Like that just killed my whole. I'm good. You can take us to church when you're ready. I'm good, bro.
We need to go to church after that.
Yeah. No, they need church. You know,
blame Hoochieman for ruining the show, not me.
God damn, man. What the fuck? God damn.
No, the first and last Hoochieman's Hoedown.
Short and sweet.
That was Hoochieman's Hoedown.
This has been a wild fucking episode.
I mean, if they got a sister, can they at least put her in the video too to make it better?
And bro, you know what? That would have still been weird, but maybe slightly less weird. I don't know, bro.
Hey, that sounds homophobic, man. That sounds homophobic.
Bro, no, you know why? Because I get tired of seeing. First of all, I'm sick of these two fucking corny. And then my island boy, I'm trying to make it. I'm an island boy. Like, first of all, we all sick of that shit. Okay, right? So they're irrelevant now, and then to make themselves relevant, one comes out as gay. Okay, that's fine. You're gay.
One.
No, the other
one's got a girlfriend. The other one's got a girlfriend.
Wait, the other one's got a girlfriend, but he's smooching his brother. He about to be single. He about to be single. You know, bro, like no. Like what?
No.
No, that's because that's a funny no. This is not even funny, bro. This is like pause, stop, get out the room. It's on fire. Throw everything away. This shit, you just gotta burn it. Let it burn. Let the motherfucker burn and throw it away.
Hey, they got worse shit out there. I'm telling you, they got worse. Shit out there.
Do not want to know. I don't want to get banned off fucking.
I just.
Gucci, did you find they got an OnlyFans, don't they?
Oh yeah,
I think they do.
Wait, they do?
Yeah,
I think they have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, they do.
Don't pull it up. Do not. I swear to God, I would just leave it.
Don't buy the $9.99. It ain't worth it.
You paid $99. You looked into it.
I know.
I hope you did it.
No.
You looked into it, bro.
Hell no. I'm just saying they got it. They've got stuff out there that's free for everyone to see on the web. Just stay away from that. Go to church. Take us to church, man. Come on.
You know what?
I need Jesus after this. Jesus, if you're there, I need you, bro.
I haven't drank in fucking 20 days. I'm gonna go make myself a drink.
I need to drink again. Jesus Christ!
I ain't gonna. I'm not a religious man, but nigga, I need to be baptized again.
Like, I just feel, bro, because not only do they look dirty, like these two little white boys look dirty, but then they just to watch them each other.
I need to be baptized in a damn swimming pool after that.
I need to be baptized in the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
I envy Helen Keller.
I need the power of Christ to compel me.
I envy that bitch.
That's if she ever existed.
Ray Charles, Stevie
Wonder, Stevie. I get it, dog. I know why you ain't get the surgery, brother. I understand because you don't want to see bullshit like this. No, I won't want to see this either.
Can I take us to church now?
Please do. Take us to the temple.
I'll take you to the temple. I'll read you the Quran. I'll read you whatever.
No, we're not gonna get too specific. We're gonna leave the Quran out of this, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 49 of the Bromigos podcast. This has been a very, at times, hilarious, but also very intense episode. Where you can find our show if you want to listen to more outrageous bullshit. Check out our Buzzsprout hosting site. You can also find us on the following podcast directories, including Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Good Pods, whole 9 yards. If you have a podcasting app, search up the Bromigos podcast. Leave us feedback. I hopefully can read it on the show one day, but no one ever leaves us fucking any feedback. You can also find us on Twitter at Bromigos Pod. I think it's Instagram and Facebook, the Bromigos Pod. TikTok, the Bromigos Podcast. Somebody tell them about the YouTube so that they could see what we just saw.
Don't. Just don't. This point, don't.
It's okay.
Don't.
Normally we tell you if you don't watch the YouTube, your mama a hoe, but this week don't watch it. Next week watch the YouTube, bro. Please do.
Yeah. Skip this week. Come back.
But
next
this week you don't want to do that, bro. We gonna have to blur. I'm about to blur that shit out too.
Also,
I'm about to blur that out because nobody. Hold on. What's the timestamps, bro? I need to get.
I'll tell you.
I gotta blur that shit out.
He don't call the Hoochieman Hoedown for nothing.
God damn.
So also, shout out to Full Swap Radio. Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is when you can hear episodes of our show on that syndication site. Also, we got a big guest coming up next week for episode 50. Can't believe we've been hitting 50 episodes of this podcast. I have loved every minute of it. We got the Bleach Brothers podcast joining us next week, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of topics, including dating, like Mike referenced. So we hope you guys check that out as well when those drop on all the platforms I just spoke about. That's all I got. Somebody take us out.
Fuck you, James Harden. Lick my asshole. Matt, if you wanna get your porn star friend this, like, I have no interest in burning it. I get nothing out of it. So at least this would be.
So you want her to squirt on it instead? What the fuck?
It gets put to good use. More. Get more use out of it than burning it.
Yo, if y'all go on Twitch, don't be like Speed. Keep your dick in your pants. That's all I gotta say.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
All I gotta say.
We out, people. We out.
Peace out.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avina! That's okay! She'll be back. Another